Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. In this video we're going to do something about my PPE storage. So a little while ago I actually made this sticker that I designed myself to hang my PPE underneath. But to hang the PPE, all I did was put on some of these little brass wall hooks, and they have, one's broken and disappeared, and they don't do too good of a job by holding on the PPE. So my plan is to design on the computer and 3D print some proper holds for the headphones and the mask and the glasses. And I also have over here a first aid kit that I want to hang as well. So I'm going to also design a way to hang this. All right, so I essentially have 4 hooks that I need to make up. So first we're going to start with the headphones, and I could make a hook that is to the correct radius and everything of the headphones, but honestly just a round peg would be good enough. So what I'm going to do is come into Fusion 360, we're going to make a new sketch here, and we are going to then make a rectangle. And we're going to make it, like, what's a good sort of size would be like 40 mil, maybe 30. Let's go 30 mil because that's going to cut down on print time a lot. So let's make this 40 mil. And then height wise, we're going to go, let's go 40 as well and hit enter. Then we can come up here and we're going to fillet all the corners just to add a little bit of a design. And we're going to extrude that up 5 mil as well and hit enter. So this will be a base plate that will attach to the wall. Now I want all of these designs to be able to be attached with 3M like wall mounting tape. I don't want to have to put screws in the wall and all that sort of stuff. And these don't weigh that much, so I think that should be plenty strong enough for that. So now we can do is we can make a new sketch on top, and then in the center we are going to go 30 mil, hit enter, finish that sketch, and then we can extrude that one up. And we need to go 55 mil, so we'll go 60, give us a little bit of space and hit enter, and then we just need one more sketch on top of that one, and we are going to create another circle 40 mil, hit enter, finish that sketch, and then we can extrude that one up 5 mil, hit OK, and that model there is done. So essentially that's just going to double-sided tape onto the wall, and then the headphones will sit over the top, and then the part on the top here is just to stop the headphones from sliding off. And now we can make a new design, and we're going to create a sketch, and let's go with the glasses now. So for the glasses, essentially all I want is a hole that I can just slide the glasses into, and it will just hang like that in the hole. So what I need is the widest part of the arms. So this part up here is 8-ish mil, but then down here where it goes behind the ear is more like 9. So if we go 10 mil, that should be plenty. That's for the hole. So what we want to do now is we're going to create a rectangle, and we will go 15 mil wide. And then for the height, we're going to go 40 mil, hit enter. And then we can finish that sketch. We can extrude up, we'll come up 15 mil. Now I'm going to fillet these 2 top corners, and we're going to go 7.5 because that's half of 15, and that's going to give us that radius, and hit enter. Now we can come up to this sketch, create a new sketch on this face here, and then in the center we want to create a circle that is 10 mil wide, hit enter, finish that sketch, and cut that away. That there is done. And now let's move on to the RZ mask. So I've never actually really found a good way to hang these masks, and I was trying to work out a good way to do it, and I found on the back here is this little tag. So I'm just gonna make a hook that can just hang off, that can just slide over. So what we'll do here is we're going to create a new sketch on this bottom plane, make a rectangle that can also be 15 by 40, hit enter. We're going to fillet these two top corners and finish that sketch. We can then extrude that up 5 mil and hit enter. Now we want to create a new sketch on top. We're going to make another rectangle. We're going to make this as simple as possible, 15 by 5, hit enter. Finish that sketch, extrude that one up 5 mil, enter, new sketch on top of that face there. Come on top of that face there. And then we will go 15 and we'll go by 20 and hit enter. Fillet these two corners like we did the base plate, like that. Enter and finish that sketch. Now we can extrude this one, making sure we select both pieces, 5 mil, enter, and that hook is done. Okay, now we can move on to designing for our first aid kit. Now before I do design for the first aid kit, did I mention that all of these 3D printable files will be available to my patrons? Yes, you heard that right. I now have a Patreon. I primarily am going to be using Patreon to share my STL files, and anyone who signs up at any level over there will get access to all of my STL files. Now, I plan on doing a lot more 3D printer videos. I mean, there's going to be a full series on this, fixing up my workshop with 3D prints, and all of those STL files will also be available to my Patreons. I also do plan to expand out of 3D printing for the workshop later on, but for now, this is what I'm working on. Now, if you would like to join my Patreon and get access to all of my files, I will have links down below for that. All right, now this first aid kit that I have actually has a belt hoop on the back so that you can attach it to your waist. So what I'm going to do is we're going to create a new sketch and pretty much kind of make very similar to the mask hook. But what we're going to do is we're going to go 15 by 40, hit enter, and essentially we're just going to turn the hook sideways. So we'll bring that up 5 mil like we have all the rest. And then for our next sketch, we're going to design the hook this way. So we're going to go 5 by 15, hit enter, finish sketch. We'll extrude that up 5 mil and hit enter. And then we want to create a new sketch on this face here. Now, the only difference with this one is it does matter how long it is. So we want it to be 15, and then we want to make sure that it's long enough to go wider than the belt hoop, which is 25 mil. So I'm going to make it 30. So we'll go 30 mil, hit enter, and then we can fillet these edges, or these two corners, finish that sketch, and then we can extrude that one up 5 mil. Now, one other thing I do want to quickly do is I want to make a sketch on this face here, and we're going to just make a line that comes down here, hit enter, finish that sketch, and I'm going to extrude that one down, say 3 mil, and hit OK. And that's just going to give a little stop so that the first aid kit can't slide off sideways. All right, so I've got my 3D prints here, and I have painted the wall and put a new sticker on. So to attach these 3D prints, all I'm going to be doing is using some double-sided command strips. These are usually used for like the plastic hooks you'd put on the wall to hang pictures and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to take the command strips, cut them to size to fit underneath, and then stick the pieces on the wall. And hopefully you got something out of this video, because I know it's pretty basic designs, but I feel like there is definitely something that you could get out of the video. And if you did, be sure to let me know down below, and let me know what other sort of things you would like to see me 3D print. I do have a few ideas of things coming up that I am looking forward to doing in the shop, and continuing this series of fixing my shop. But I would love to know if there was anything that you guys would like to see me fix in the shop. All right, there we have our wall complete. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below, and be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. I currently have a series going where I am fixing up my motorbike, and I have a new series starting next week that I am very excited for as well. So as I said, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button, and I'll see you next time.